Well, hello and good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're tuning in from right now. We're not exactly sure. Again, this is a global live broadcast. So, again, we have members tuning in from the Philippines, Canada, and the United States. Again, wherever you are, hopefully you're doing well and you're safe. My name is Daniel Song. I'll be your virtual host for tonight's broadcast. If you haven't already done so yet, go ahead and click on the full screen mode so you can see everything on your screen. Fill that monitor up because there's a lot of great information that's going to be shared tonight. And we want to just make sure you don't miss any of it. So go ahead and go into full screen mode. My job is really easy tonight. I'm actually bringing on two amazing special guest speakers. Not only are they guest speakers, but they're personal friends of mine. I've had the privilege of traveling around the world with both of these individuals, spending quite a bit of time to get to know them and their families. It's been an exciting journey. But again, first up, we have an amazing doctor and expert out of the United States. He actually resides out of the Midwest. He runs a very, very successful wellness and functional medicine clinic out of the Midwest. He also worked with athletes. He was a former athlete himself, an amazing, intelligent man that understands a lot about nutrition, science, and health as a whole. He serves on the Yoli Medical Advisory Board. He's one of five amazing doctors who gets to work alongside Yoli to look at all the newest development and updates when it comes to product vision, to make sure that Yoli stays on the cutting edge when it comes to quality nutrition. But he also works to make sure that all of our current products are always up to date with formulation and new studies so that they always remain relevant. And really, at the end of the day, we get to benefit from some amazing products that really work. So, with that being said, I want to go ahead and bring on the line my good friend, holistic expert and doctor, Dr. Aaron Street. Are you on the line?
I'm here, Daniel. Thank you.
All right, cool. Let me go ahead and hand you over the remote. Take it away.
Okay, it's a pleasure to be here. Hello, everybody, wherever you're coming in from. So tonight we're really excited to talk about Yoli and what it's about. And for me, it's such a special thing to be a part of because I really feel like from all the years that I've been in practice and done nutrition at a very high level, I really feel like what Yoli has is one of the most amazing tools I've ever had the blessing to work with. I've been involved with the company for 8 years now, and just understanding what goes on behind the scenes, the high integrity that the products are dealt with and the company is run with. It's just an absolute pleasure to discuss it, and I'm very excited to tell you about it. So we're going to move in, and we're going to be talking about some wonderful information tonight. Before we get started with that, if we can move on to the next slide on just going through a little bit of how and why. This disclaimer part here, I think, is really important to understand. And I think disclaimers a lot of people don't understand. They're there for a reason. They're to protect the public. So when people like me get on and discuss, you know that there's rules and regulations in place that protect you as a consumer. And for me, I think a big thing to understand when I'm speaking, I am a doctor. I do help people with all sorts of issues when it comes to nutrition and their health. I consult across the country with that. I teach other doctors about how to help other people when it comes to nutrition. But for all of you listening today, I'm not your doctor likely. Maybe some of my patients are on here tonight, but I don't know your specific situation. I don't know your health history, and I don't know those things. So it's important to understand that the information that I'm going to be discussing tonight is for information and educational purposes only. And anything that you do as far as changing your lifestyle, your health situation needs to be addressed with your trusted health professional. So that is very important. But basically, when we get into Yoli, Yoli means to live. That's actually a really common question we get, like, what does Yoli stand for? So Yoli is an ancient Aztec word meaning to live. And really, that's what Yoli is about. It's really helping people to live their optimal life from a health perspective, from a life perspective, and from many other perspectives. And I think Yoli really is about that at a high level. And it's been something that's changed my life and allowed myself and my family to live at a very high level, and many of my friends and family and patients through the years. So we really are about helping people to live their very best life. And our tagline is, we transform lives. And we do that physically, emotionally, and financially. And a lot of that has to do with the product systems that we're going to be discussing. And I think before we really get into what Yoli is, I think it's important to take a second and think, why does health matter? Obviously, under the current circumstances that we're all living in, we all value health a little more, and that's important. But even prior to our circumstances and long after it's gone, health is a big deal. And as it stands in the United States and really around the world, we're dealing with a lot of things that we have some personal control over. Basically, how we live our life and our lifestyle that's available to us is really the major thing that stacks the deck either for us or against it when it comes to health. And just some of the numbers that are out there: chronic illness, the things that get most of us in the end, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, autoimmune disease, depression, anxiety, all these issues that people are dealing with on a regular basis and are heightened during these current circumstances are mostly related to how we live our lifestyle. So a lot of people are surprised to learn that about 25% or less of what dictates the majority of our health is actual genetics. 75% or more is the lifestyle that we live, the things we eat, the life we live, the relationships we have, the environment we live in. So that's exciting because it means we really do control a large part of our health destiny. It's also a little bit scary because we can't just blame bad luck, bad genes, our parents, our grandparents. We have to take some responsibility for our health. And that's why I really like Yoli, because it gives us a tool. And whenever I discuss health, whether it's within Yoli or in other places, and whether it's on stage in front of thousands of people, or whether it's one-on-one with a patient in my practice, or whether it's with my friends or family, we really got to go through, we really want to address health from a form, I call it the 3 E's. We want to educate people on why health is important and why their current situation, they can take a lot of ownership in and really stack the deck in their favor. Educate people on that. We want to empower you to understand, hey, you can actually do it. And you can do it now by taking action. And it doesn't have to be life-altering action. It can be simple, easy, doable things that you can change in your life to really stack the deck in your favor. And those things are really important, educating people so that a lot of people just don't even understand that. And a lot of people feel like if they do understand it, they feel overwhelmed that they don't know what to do. And so the final E, the equip part, is really the most important. It's where Yoli really, really shines, is that we really equip people with tools that they can actually do to really make change in their life, to make a difference towards this situation in their life. Whether we're talking about big global things like here, or whether it's just your issue in your life where you feel bad, or you don't feel good about yourself, or your energy is low, or you're trying to model health to the people you love and care about, like your children and your loved ones. Yoli really is something that equips you with actual tangible tools that you don't have to be a health expert. You don't have to work with a health expert. You can just do them and have good results. And that's really amazing. And I really like that. So going back to the why, we understand that what we do in our life dictates our health. Another big important why, the reason I'm willing to travel and miss things and do things like this and really try to make a dent in the universe, get people to understand why is it important. So I have 4 kids, and my wife and my children are by far the most important thing to me in my life. And my kids' generation, kids under 18 now, are the first generation in the history of human beings that aren't expected to live as long as their parents from a life expectancy standpoint. So they're going to live sicker and die younger than any generation before them. And if you ask me, that's absolutely unacceptable. That's something that we can change. That's my mission in life, is to dent that and to really educate people. And I feel like Yoli is a really wonderful opportunity for people to learn about health in that way. Finally, so we call that, when people start talking about lifestyle dictates your health. Lifestyle can also dictate your finances, because the majority of people that file bankruptcy in this country, it's due to health-related issues, all the chronic health issues we deal with on a regular basis. And again, things have kind of changed under current circumstances. We have acute things we're worrying about, but these chronic issues are breaking our country. They're breaking individual families out in the world. So being healthy not only makes you feel better, show up better, live longer, it also helps you not spend as much money on your health. So just taking some proactive steps, an ounce of prevention is definitely worth 100 pounds of cure when it comes to health. And it's just really a big deal when it comes to that. If people don't understand, if you add up all the things that you spend money on when you're not healthy, it ends up being a major, major drag on your overall finances. So when we go to the next one here, we also just talk about the standard health crisis. So these are important things to understand. Obviously, obesity is a big deal in our country, but I think people misunderstand obesity. The thing that I'd like to throw out there, and the science absolutely backs up, is obesity isn't what causes health issues. Being unhealthy causes obesity. And that seems like semantics, but it's really important to understand as we go into the next step here, is that just because you're overweight, that's not what's making you sick. The fact that you're sick is the reason you're overweight. That's really important to understand. And the reason we know that is this rising tide of a term called metabolically obese normal weight, or it's also called TOFI, thin on the outside, fat on the inside. What that is somebody who appears thin or may even be very athletically fit. I mean, I was a college athlete, and I can think of myself and many of my teammates that fit into this category, where you can be ripped, shredded, you can run through brick walls, climb mountains, run forever, dominate your opponent, but you may not be healthy, and you can be skinny and not healthy. The reason that's important to understand is that's a huge population of our country, and it's growing more all the time. It's about 25% as of this last study that we're citing. It's like 78.5 million people in our country are skinny, but they're not healthy. And that group of people is actually at the highest risk to have mortality or to die if they are to get a chronic illness. So it's not just about being overweight. You can be unhealthy and be skinny, but it's also about you can't be healthy and be overweight at the same time. And people really ask them, well, if I'm overweight and I'm not healthy, and I'm skinny, I'm not healthy, how in the heck do I know if I'm healthy? Like, what are you talking about, man? And it really comes down to the science is clear. It's about the actions, the regular lifestyle you live. That's the thing that stacks the deck for or against you. And so we're really about teaching people lifestyle and about how to really get the biggest bang for their buck. We're also about doing it in a way, like I said, that equips you and simplifies the process so that people actually can get results. And that's where we get in. There's so much misinformation in the world, right? You want to be healthy, so you start Googling, you start trying to do things. You do this fad thing over here, you jump to this, you do the cabbage soup diet, you do the whatever. And there's so much conflicting information out there. So that's where Yoli really brings it in. We're using tried and true science, but in a very, very high-end, cutting-edge way, so that we're really getting people to that edge where they can really maximize their health benefits without having to understand it. So if you're a geek like me and you need to understand all the science, Yoli has it in spades. Like, they have it many times over, which is wonderful. But if you're just like, hey, bro, I just want to get healthy, I just want to get results that I can consciously feel or visibly see, you don't have to understand any of it, because Yoli puts it into a simple, easy to follow program. And that's really simple. And the products and the food, Yoli is about teaching you to eat the right kinds of food. We're not going to give you stuff. We're going to help you learn how to eat food using subbing versus substitution versus sacrifice. And it's really about helping people wherever you're at on the spectrum. It's another reason I love Yoli. It can help somebody who's living on Budweisers and Big Macs right now. It can help somebody who's tried a bunch of things and failed. It can help you if you're overweight. It can help you if you're an athlete. It can help you if you're already doing a lot of elite things, biohacking and organic. It's something that you can plug your current lifestyle into, modify a few things that are easy to do, and get conscious results that you visibly see or consciously feel. And that's really, really important. And the reason it does that, the way we're able to do that, is that we cover the bases in Yoli. We really follow the tenets of our pillars of health. Our biochemistry is all about having support of these pillars of health. And you all can read, I don't need to say this to you, but we cover body pH, gut health and microbiome, oxidative stress, which is about how free radicals attack our body and degrade our cells, inflammation of our body, not just of our joints and our aches and pains, but at an internal cellular level. It's about supporting our body and getting rid of the toxins. And we live in a very, very toxic world. Helping energy, not just energy that you feel. Of course, we want to feel energetic, but actually helping cellular energy and mitochondrial function and supporting that just with good health. And it's not anything that we're doing. It's not a cure. It's not a voodoo fix. It's not a, something that we just invented that's never been done before. What we've done is taken tried and true science and cutting edge concepts from science and just used common sense to put it into a system that really makes a difference addressing and supporting these pillars of health. And this is where I really think what Yoli is to me is really what it's all about. The reason we're able to make such a difference to so many people, whether you're just starting on a health journey or whether you're already super elite or anywhere in between, is just about what Yoli is. Yoli is an integrated, multifaceted, and synergistic health gain system, and it focuses on impact. Yoli is about impact, and we impact people through supporting these pillars of health. Another more simple way to put it is Yoli is a health gain system with the positive side effect of optimal health, optimal performance, and optimal weight. And what that means is we're addressing people's issues by addressing that what I talked about in the beginning. We're stacking the deck to help you be healthy. And as a side effect of being healthy, you achieve your weight goals, you achieve your performance goals, you achieve your health goals. But it's all about just going back to the basics, and it's done in a very common sense, nature-driven way. You know, truth is old. We're not reinventing how humans were designed to live, right? Or how our bodies work. We were designed to live a certain way, and Yoli is helping guide us back into that. And we're using some cutting edge hacks to kind of benefit that system. And it all comes back to the pillars of health. So we address and support those pillars of health, and we do it in a very quality way. A lot of supplements in the world, you know, they just don't have the quality standards. And in Yoli, it's at the high end of what we're trying to do, is create a quality, easy to use system that addresses things. And here's why: GMP, Canada approved, FDA, it's 100% natural, vegan, all of these things. And we're constantly striving to meet and exceed our integrity-based standards. And it's just a wonderful thing to be a part of, and it is quality that you can trust. So that's just a big part of what we're about. And as we move on, it really starts with foundation. So Yoli has many, many wonderful products, but we really have a system in place. It's called the Better Body System. And system is really where we win. For people who really want to make a change and transform their body, it's all about systems. And I talk a lot about systems when I teach this to doctors, is understanding. I see so many people all the time that are doing very weird, specific, high-level things, or they're working with a functional medicine practitioner over here addressing very specific things, or they're reading an article over here. But Yoli is about a system. And the reason a system is so important is systems create synergy. And what synergy means is more than the sum of its parts. So when you're following a system that's done right, it's going to create synergy, meaning a Yoli system, when you're using the Yoli products and following the Yoli eating guide, you're putting those things together to where 1 + 1 = 100. You're getting so much more benefit by combining things in a system and following it in a system way. So systems create synergy, which compounds results, meaning the results you get by following a system are going to be many times greater than if you just did things individually. And when you compound those results, you maximize impact. And what we're talking about impact, Yoli is designed all about impact. Impact is about results that you can visibly see and consciously feel, and they meet people where they're at, meaning, like I already said, you can come in wherever you're at on the health spectrum and implement the system, do it in a doable way, an enjoyable way, in a way that works for you, and you can really strive to get those results. One of the main products, and again, I'm going to quickly say something about products when it comes to supplements. Unfortunately, the world we live in, the food we have available to us is less nutrient dense than it's ever been. It's about 50% less nutrient dense than it was a generation ago. What that means is my son right now, who eats a carrot, for example, that carrot has 50% less nutrition in it than a carrot I would have eaten when I was his age. That's just unfortunate, but it's true. So the food we have available to us is so much less nutrient dense than it once was. And the world we live in requires so much more out of us just to stay healthy. Just think of it: the stress, the running, the gunning, the environmental toxins that we're exposed to. The world we live in and our standard lifestyle is so much less healthy than it was even when we were children, when I was a child. So when you put those two things together, food is less nutrient dense. Our world we live in requires so much more of it. We're just running at a deficit. And that's where supplements come in. And Yoli does such a good job of doing just regular whole food-based supplements that are designed what supplements are supposed to do, supplementing the gap. They're going to close that gap from what our body can't get from food and what it needs. So that's the number one thing that Yoli does with supplements, is just close the gap. And unfortunately, in a modern day, if you want to be healthy, you basically need to supplement some things. It's pretty much impossible to get it from food, even if you're that really dedicated person who eats all the time, never has it, eats healthy food like organic vegetables and grass-fed beef and all that stuff, never has any birthday cake, never has any beer, never has any pizza, probably doesn't have any fun. That's a joke, but I mean, we'll throw that in there, right? So even if you are living that elite lifestyle from a food choice, food is not really strong enough to get you over the hump, certainly not to change you from a negative to a positive experience. That's what supplements come in. So we need supplements. We really need food, and Yoli really uses food in a big way, and that's important, but we're going to start talking about our supplements. So Alkalite. Alkalite is a very special product. And when we talk about Alkalite, it's about alkalization of the body. And when I was exposed to Yoli initially, Alkalite is what brought me in, because the concept of pH is a very complex scientific concept. And most, health and wellness companies that talk about pH generally don't understand it well, and they present it in a wrong way, a dysfunctional way. And Yoli really understands it. Yoli understands that it's all about acidosis in our body. It's all about how people can come to acidosis through their lifestyle and through their nutrition. And Yoli also understands how acidosis works. They understand there's a difference between intracellular pH of your body, which is whether your body is acidic or alkaline. They know that that's different than extracellular. They understand that your blood is different than your body. And they understand that we really affect body pH by our lifestyle, and through affecting body pH, we can have impact on our total pH of our body. And that's a big deal. They understand how stress induces acidosis. They understand how exercise, if it's done inappropriately, can induce acidosis. And they understand that too acidic, if your body is trending towards acidic, that can be very disruptive, to the point where studies show that acidosis is linked to obesity, disrupted hormone function, disrupted insulin function, increased inflammation of the body, decreased oxygenation of the body, increased fatigue, decreased recovery from athletic events, increased toxicity of your body, decreased function of how antioxidants and other nutrition in our works, and a disrupted immune system. So acidosis really, really matters. Acidosis can be linked to almost every disease process in humanity. And Yoli Alkalite is about supporting your body in maintaining a proper pH balance. And Alkalite specifically is special because it's been FDA tested as a new dietary ingredient, meaning this was created just for that purpose, and as such, it had to go through an FDA testing as a new dietary ingredient and generally recognized as safe, and that it did what it says it did, and that structure and function was there, and that can't and overdose and all those things, that it's so safe and so tested. So it's been tested at a much higher level than an average supplement. It's patented, meaning it's not proprietary. It's patented, meaning nobody else has Alkalite. Alkalite is special. That's why I was brought into Yoli, because Alkalite. It's exclusive to this company, and studies show that this one product of Alkalite affects things like recovery for athletes. It diminishes and helps and supports how fat cells store acid, and a whole bunch of amazing things. So Alkalite is really special, and that's in our system. Secondly, we have Passion. Passion is a really wonderful substitute to unhealthy energy drinks that have artificial sweeteners like sucralose and things like that. Yoli is an adaptogenic energy drink, meaning that it's not negatively stimulating your your nervous system, and it's not affecting your adrenal system the way most things does, but it still gives you an amazing energy boost. It's really high level. It does it through high level B vitamins, which help with nervous system function. They support liver detoxification. They support how your adrenals work. And they use green tea as their caffeine with L-theanine. So that's how it's adaptogenic. And it tastes great. The thing that makes this impactful, so people can do it and get results, is that it tastes good. Like, you look forward to doing this. Like, I cannot wait to have my Passion in the morning. And I'm talking about the product, that is, stupid joke, but I got to go there, right? I just can't wait to have my Passion in the morning, because I feel it. When I take it, I know it's doing something to my body. I know the science, but I don't need to know the science. I feel it. So that's another amazing component. The other thing we have is our Yes Shakes. Our Yes Shakes are high-level protein, non-denatured, either whey or vegan protein, very high-level superfood-based protein, which helps support our neurotransmitter functions, our mood. It helps support our regeneration of cells in our body. It helps support detoxification of our body. So it's very, very high level, non-denatured, hormone-free, grass-fed, either whey protein or it's undenatured plant-based protein, which is amazing. So it's a protein supplement, but it also has a thing called Lean Immune Blend, which is a very high level modbiotic, meaning it's helping create an environment within our gut for a healthy microbiome. And microbiome, we're going to get into when we talk about one of our next products. But microbiome, if you had to pick one thing that impacts health in the world today, it's hands down the microbiome. So yes, shakes have a lot to do with helping create a healthy microbiome. And then they also have probiotics, very well done spore-based probiotics. So it helps boost, like we talk about on the slide here, glutathione, which is our body's most powerful antioxidant, most powerful natural detoxifier, most powerful protection against the environment we live in. And it helps boost serotonin levels, which is our feel-good neurotransmitter. It's just really amazing thing. Plus, our Lean Immune Blends has a full serving of fruits and vegetables. So even if you don't like fruits and vegetables, you get to drink this shake that has no artificial sweeteners in it and no sugar, very low glycemic index, but yet it tastes like you're drinking a milkshake, which I know seems too good to be true, but it's flat out true. And that's one of the reasons why Yoli is all about impact. We're about results. You can do something that tastes good, that you look forward to doing, that has huge impact on your body. Next, we go to Pure. Pure is just a huge thing. So Pure is about the microbiome. And the microbiome, really, we don't have time to get into it, but it's about the community of microbes in our body and how our individual microbes and what they put into our body influence our health at a high level. And the importance of your gut microbiome can't be overstated. So if you want to learn more about that, you can join up with Yoli, and we go deep into these things when we educate our people. But microbiome is so important. Just quick 6 things about microbiome is it dramatically impacts every aspect of your health. That includes your mental health. It's influenced by lifestyle. So our lifestyle can dramatically damage our microbiome, but it can also dramatically heal our microbiome by how we live. And everyone's is unique. So it's all about, and it houses our immune system. It supports our function. So when we're talking about things like yes shakes that support our microbiome, and how everything in our Yoli system synergistically supports microbiome, that's huge. And Pure, which is our microbiome gut product, is huge. So microbiome is packed with modbiotics. It's packed with prebiotics. It's packed with a very special spore probiotic, which is the best you can get in the world. And it's just all about supporting a healthy microbiome in our health, which then through that ripple effect supports literally every aspect of our health. So that's really important. And that's our system. We'll move on to the next one here. Resolve. It's another gut product. So Yoli is really dedicated to healthy gut and health as a foundation. And as such, again, by getting healthy, then the weight comes off, then the health changes, then the performance is improved or supported. So really about dealing with health. That's why people, when they get their amazing results, like when you talk to your friend who had XYZ results that would seem too good to be true, it's all about getting healthy, and then your body does the rest. It's amazing. So Resolve has apple cider vinegar. It has apple fiber. It's all about gut. It's all about helping your body address gut health and how that affects things like sugar and glycemic index and weight and all those other things. So it's really important. And then we get to the rest. And this is really important. Like I said, products are important, but unless you're eating real food and following a healthy lifestyle, products only do so much. So Yoli has a full lifestyle system to follow, and they do it really well. They make it simple, but the concepts are very, very high end. Basically, the Yoli eating plan is taking the best concepts from things like ketosis, but it's not keto. It's the best of keto. It's intermittent ketosis. It's intermittent fasting. It's food timing, all put into one easy to follow system that no matter where you're coming from, you can do. And it's really, really powerful. And the eating component is really the special thing that kind of ties all together. You take the amazing products, you follow the eating guide, and we get impact. That's what Yoli is all about. And you get impact in a way when you're supported by a lot of people who want you to get impact. I love Yoli because you don't need to be a doctor to help people on Yoli. You can be an average person who got amazing, amazing results, and you can just help somebody else by supporting them, saying, you got this. Here's how you do it. you can do this. And people are like, yeah, I know I can do it because it's easy and simple and I'm already noticing change. So it's just such a special way. I look at it from a doctor being involved with Yoli. In my clinic, I can only see so many patients at a time. And I see a lot of patients, but I'm still limited in the amount of people I can help. Through Yoli, I can help somebody get their own results, and then that person can turn around and help somebody else, and they don't need me. They don't need to be a doctor. They don't need to have to understand biochemistry and cell physiology. They can just say, hey, I use this product. I felt amazing. I got amazing results, and you should try it too, and I can help support you. It's such a magical, magical way to have a ripple impact out into the world. I just feel like it's by far the most impactful thing as a physician that I've ever been a part of, as far as helping the most people get the most impact with my goal, which is to really make a difference in the world. Yoli is such an amazing tool, and I just feel so gracious to be a part of it. So that's the system, and the system is designed through synergy. And again, the more things we stack on, the more compounding results we get. So Yoli also has these amazing optimizers. So if you come into Yoli, you start with the base system, you can add these optimizers in, or you can use any of these products individually towards your health goals. But the optimizers are there, you throw them on top, it's another synergistic compounding effect. It's another synergistic compounding effect. It's just, you keep adding. So for me personally, I use all of the Yoli products because I know the more you put together, they're designed to work with each other for maximum impact. And that's what's so amazing. It's just such a wonderful thing to see that. And so these optimizers we're talking about, that's what they're there for, is to use individually, or to use to maintain your results after you get them, or to use on top of the system to explode your potential for impact even more. And that's what's such an amazing thing. We have sports performance optimizers, which are designed specifically for performance and to use, and the science goes deep on those. We have immune support optimizers, which are designed more specifically to help support a healthy immune system. And our base system, by making you healthy, helps support that too. But these are amazing. Like, these things are great. They taste good. They're really impactful. I use all of them. My family uses all of them because I know that they're going to help me be healthy and help me face the world as my best self, help stack that deck in my favor. And that's a really important thing for me, is to do that. We have pH support supplements. I already talked about acidosis. The studies show that's an important component in pretty much every aspect of health. And Yoli knows that better than anybody else I've ever seen. And then we have the actual stuff we're talking about. All that stuff is great. Like, you don't know me. I can talk till I'm blue in the face about this science, that science, this product is great, this Yoli's better than something else or whatever. But it really comes down to the results, the impact on the ground. And that's where I am a very practical person. I'm not a kumbaya Kool-Aid drinking person. And that's nothing against you if you are, but I'm a practical person. I'm somebody who lives by the results that I see. And that's why I love Yoli. Real people get real results. And I'm talking real people, again, who are on this end of the spectrum, who have tried many things and failed, who are new to their health journey, and to people like me who have lived health their whole life and do very high level things. You can come into this system and get results that you can visibly see or consciously feel. And that's what makes this so special. And that's why I really think it's such an important thing, and why I really feel people need to do this. Now more than ever, you need to take action. And this is such a great tool to take action with. First of all, because you don't have to upend your whole life to do this. It's simple, it's doable, it's enjoyable. Secondly, because the thresholds are low. And I love this as a doctor, because when I usually talk to people, people want to know a couple things. What's wrong with them? Can I help them? How long will it take? And how much does it cost? And Yoli really lowers a lot of those thresholds because it's simple. Here's what you got to do. Follow this program. Secondly, how much will it cost? $10 a day. And for 30 days, you have a money back guarantee. There's literally nothing to lose. I mean, if you don't like it, you can get your money back. And so I just think that's such an important thing. And then there's way on the back end, if you want to continue your health journey, there's ways that you can lower the cost. There's ways that you can earn free products with, even if you don't join our team and help other people. There's so many ways to make this work for you as an individual, whatever your circumstances are, that I really love it. It's another reason it's so impactful. So you get to eat real food. It's less than $10 a day, and a 30-day money back guarantee. It's such a powerful tool because of all those things. And I'm here to tell you guys, I mean, if you're on this, listening to this, or if you're watching this recording, I mean, you're here for a reason. I mean, you don't listen to this unless you're looking to impact your life in some way. And I'm just here to tell you, this is the time to take a chance. This is something with what we have as a culture in Yoli Nation, we call them, what you have with your friend or your loved one or your whoever you invited to watch this. You're going to get the support you need. You're going to be doing an easy to follow synergistic system, and you're going to like it or not. And if you don't like it, which is a very rare thing, you can get your money back. So I really, really encourage you, to take that action. You're here for a reason. And as a doctor, I've seen so many people that put it off and put it off and put it off. And the way health works, the longer it goes, the more there is to turn around. And people who don't take action, when in that state of mind, the next time I see you, the next time you listen to me, you're going to be in that same place. So, it's up to you, but I really encourage you to really think about why you're on here, why you're listening to this, and really think about taking that action, because we really do care. I personally care. That's why I'm on this call tonight and not, playing catch with my kids, is because it matters to me how people do with their life. So I really appreciate the opportunity to get on here and talk. Now, the next step of this call is going to be a wonderful woman who's going to talk about some other options in Yoli. But Yoli is really just a business that's about paying it forward in my perception. It's a residual impact business. It's about helping yourself, and through helping yourself, sharing that with people that you love and care about, so that they can have an opportunity to help themselves. That's really what this is. So maybe you came on this call because you need to make a change with your health or your weight or your performance, and you don't know about anything else. But I'm encouraging you to stick around to learn about how you can pay that gift forward and how you can share this. It's not for everybody, but in this time, I really think it's an important thing. So please stick around and learn a little bit more about how Yoli helps other people. And the person who's going to come on is just somebody I'm blessed to call a friend, somebody that I've known for many years now. Somebody with her and her spouse are just such amazing, insightful, and inspiring people. They have such big hearts. They've taken over the world by helping other people. That's really where they're at in their heart, is about helping people to the point where they just give and give and give. They have such an amazing family. They have a very wonderful son. I'm inspired by them. I look up to them. I feel like they mentor me in so many ways about how to live such a wonderful life. And that's just true. That's not hype. I'm not a hype type of person. I almost get emotional because this woman's such an amazing person. So I'm very, very proud to introduce Shiela Rico, Yoli Blue Diamond, amazing person, amazing speaker, and she's going to take you on the rest of this journey. So welcome, Shiela.
All right. Whoa, that made me emotional, Dr. Aaron Street. Thank you so much. Incredible, incredible. Of course, big shout out, Daniel Song. Oh my God, I can't. Today, I am grateful for both of you, actually, because, one, from the setup and to this morning, assisting us in all this PowerPoint presentation and the Yoli virtual, for us to deliver the message to people that are watching us today. Thank you, Dr. Street. I mean, listening to you over and over again brings me back to the time where that green box of hope was introduced to our family. And I could still remember how I was very skeptic and not wanting to, be a part of anything at that time. And that actually explained why, most of us are really like shut down with the health transformation or how we want to better ourselves because, of our busy lifestyle. Like for me, wait a second, Siri's talking to me. So it's it's okay, Siri's still talking to me. I'm gonna put her away. Going back. So, so going back 6.5 years ago when this Green Box of Hope was introduced to our family, of course, it's so normal for us to be skeptic about, something that we want to put in our body, not knowing what it's going to do for us. And at the same time, being, preoccupied with our jobs and not having the time to really reflect on what we feel, our health, whether it's our weight loss, our weight or our health, our minds are closed and shut down to the opportunities that we can give to our body. So fast forward with that green box of hope. We call it the hope because everything starts with hope, right? I hope I can improve my health. I hope I can, lose some weight. And, I hope I can have some time to spend with the family. And, believe it or not, that transformation kit, that better body system that, Dr. Street just went over with us, it started from that box. And mind you, not knowing what's going to happen after doing a transformation kit, that led to a transformation physically, that led to an emotional transformation. At that time, I'm like, why does it say we transform lives emotionally, right? What is that part of the emotional part? Is, as simple as being able to tie your shoelace without like hurting that, big tummy before taking the transformation kit, was the emotional transformation. And then it led to the financial transformation part, which I want to share with you guys. It's that, like it started with a check that started paying for groceries. Then we kept sharing. Then it started to pay groceries and gas. Then we started sharing, we shared more and more as we see the results that we're seeing on that paycheck. And then it started to pay for groceries, gas, and all of a sudden it's paying for utilities, right? We were not understanding at the moment. We just know we were in this excitement mode where we just want to share it to the whole world. We just wanted to share it to everyone that needs to know what Yoli can do. And then that happened. And then it started to add to pay tuition fees. Then it started to pay the mortgage. And fast forward, guys, it started to retire us from our full-time jobs. Okay, so it's like right now I'm feeling like really emotional because of what's happening in the world, right? With this situation and us moving from New York, temporarily moved to the Philippines because we've seen the opportunity of how many people we can help in the Philippines transform their lives physically, emotionally, especially financially. If you're in the Philippines listening to this, guys, the time is now. I don't know if you know this, but we invest in pesos, right? We invest in pesos and we're making an income which is in dollars. You guys have no idea how, this is helping a lot of people, especially at this time that people are looking for improvement for their health and improvement for the finances. So, while I was reviewing the slides here, this financial situation where we're in, there's so many reflection and realization, right? And personally, we know friends and families that have lost businesses, have lost their jobs. And I personally know somebody who actually just opened a business, it's a coffee shop that he opened, back in November. And, when the lockdown happened, the business was still struggling because we're just still trying to do, a little bit of takeout. But, I got to a point that my friend had to make that decision to shut down the business, and that's just one of the many business owners out there that I know have that the struggles that's happening. And again, I'm so grateful because with this profession that we have, that it's a business that is based from home. I am so grateful. Yoli, we did not shut down. Deliveries are still happening. People are still, needing that health boosters and health transformation that they need, especially at this time. Yes, there are shipping delays and all that, but the bottom line is we deliver. Okay. I'm reading the third item here. Average American family has less than $1,000 in savings. And that brings me back to the time, sometimes it takes one question. It takes one question to change the course of your entire life, which exactly what happened to me and my family. 6.5 years ago, there was a question in an event that I attended, and, the speaker asked, if you are in your 30s and have children or have a child, if you have $1,000 in your savings account. That question right there changed the entire trajectory of our lives, because that made me reflect, on things that I've been doing for years, being in corporate job for 26 years, has become a routine. Of course, like you, I'm from New York. I worked in New York City. I have a really good, I would say, I paying job in New York. It's an IT profession, but I must tell you that the high paying job, minus the cost of living in New York doesn't add up, because you work so hard, you um, neglect time with family, you neglect your health, forget about personal time. At the end of the day, you're still broke. At the end of the day, you still owe the credit cards. At the end of the day, you're still struggling to make ends meet. And at the same time, you try to go on a vacation, and you kind of like scramble to see which credit card has that credit availability that can pay for your hotel. Sometimes you end up calling places where, do you take 3 credit cards? Can you combine 2 credit cards? I've lived that kind of life for a long time, and I thought that was something normal. But then again, going back and reflecting on that question, that made me realize, it hit me so hard at that moment. Okay, so again, mind you guys, this is like my very first network marketing company, and something that I believed in at the moment that I've seen the results. So so going back, that totally woke me up and opened my eyes to think, like, what is happening, what is wrong in this picture. So that time, guys, I didn't want to know how to do the business. I didn't want to ask how or why at that moment. I just told myself, I'm going to have to work on myself, know what I need to know about this business, you know, work harder, and then plan my escape. That's exactly what happened. And, I realized that network marketing profession is a growing profession. Network marketing profession, for me, is one of the respected profession in the market today, because network marketing changed lives. It changed lives. So I just wanted to share that, because that actually brought me back to that time where that $1,000 in the savings account was the question that really changed the trajectory of our lives, because we just have to make that move and make that change, you know um, and that brought us to where we are today. So I will move on. And so here, yep, everything here that you see on the slides, these are facts. These are what's happening at the moment. Like over 6.6 million people for unemployment. That's right. I mean, I'm sure with what's going on right now nationwide, the nationwide protesting that's going on, I'm sure this is going to add up. Like businesses that are still struggling to, reopen their business with the reopening of the post-COVID, and then all of a sudden something happened, and even before businesses can open, now we have curfews that's happening in the US. So we pray, we pray each day that all of this will come to an end. And I just want to let everyone know that this is something that that we should be reflecting on at this time. What's happening, but not to a point that we have to dwell on it. We have to think about our situation, our family. You got to remember, to be a good parent, we have to be emotionally, mentally, stable and healthy for us to take care of our family. So, if we don't take care of our health, then how are we going to provide for our family? So this is the best time to really make that decision, and, go back to the person who invited you to this call. Trust and believe them later. That's one thing that always works for me. Like especially speaking to friends, that I want them to have that transformation. I want to help them with their physical health, especially the financial transformation. Again, guys, this is not, I'm not talking about the actual money. I'm talking about what the money can do. money can give you the options. Money can give you the time freedom that you deserve to spend with your family. Okay, so now with the gig economy culture, right? This everything that we see here, Airbnb, Lyft, and some of them I'm not even familiar with, but I know for a fact that there's a lot of side income that is available out there. And to compare this to the Philippines, and being here for 9 months now, we've learned so much about the culture and what people do, right, for the side income. And like Airbnb, there's Airbnb here. Lyft or Uber is equivalent to Grab. There's a lot of riders, side income here in the Philippines. And at the same time, there's like food carts. So again, going back to the situation today, right? Grab drivers, there's no Grab drivers around for 90 days already. Okay, food carts, there's no food carts around because of this lockdown. So that's something to think about with something if you need a supplemental income. All right, home-based direct sales, absolutely, 100%. 100%, it's home-based. And right now, be grateful that we all have the internet, right? We're able to listen in, plug into some of the resources that we want to check out when it comes to Yoli. So this is a low startup cost. I mean, to be honest with you guys, when we started also the business, like what I said, all the credit cards are maxed out. How are we going to invest in Yoli if we didn't have a credit card? But again, it started with that belief, the transformation that happened to me, to my family, and to the friends around us. That's more than enough, for us to say, you know what, number one, we have incredible products. Number two, we have amazing leadership in this company, amazing community, amazing culture. So I just can't explain it. You guys just have to really trust, get on the box, and you're gonna see it for yourself. Like what Dr. Street said, right? You got nothing to lose. There's 30-day money back guarantee, and just try it anyway, right? So flexible hours and schedule. You wake up when you're done sleeping. That's all I can say. It's the best thing in the world. You wake up when you're done sleeping. You can hug your kids. You can hug your spouse. You will have that time that I never had that time for the last 40 years. I've been so consumed with the same thing over and over with the job, with the work. Okay, so it's an extra income on the side, of course, community of like-minded people. Dr. Street said it beautifully. This is a community of people that really cares about your goals and your dreams. We lift each other here and making sure that you are you are progressing. We make sure that we are here for you and help you achieve those dreams. Okay, we have proven systems and support tools. To be honest with you guys, so much support tools that is available, and we all have different options that we want, that that we want to use for our teammates and friends and families who want to know about Yoli. There's so much tools available for us as distributors, and there's again new sense of purpose or impact. This is the best time to think about it, reflect on it while we're home. Now, tax benefits of a business. I personally have benefited, and I know exactly what this means, because for the last 6 years of being a part of Yoli, this saved us a lot in taxes, just having or owning a Yoli business. Okay, so I'm not going to drill down more on that on the tax, but I'm going to move forward here with residual income. All right, residual income was something I did not understand when we started when we started our business in Yoli, and we hear this from our leaders, the residual income. We didn't understand that. Okay, but somebody have explained it to me in a way where, all right, think about Michael Jordan, right? Michael Jordan, when you say basketball, it's equivalent to Michael Jordan, right? So it's like Michael Jordan is sleeping at night, his commercials playing, he's getting paid. Somebody goes to, like a Foot Locker or sporting store, and someone buys his jacket, someone buys his sneakers, Michael Jordan is getting paid. So that gave me the idea, okay, residual income, or now that's making sense. I'm not saying that it's without doing anything. When you build that solid foundation in your Yoli business, all of a sudden you are getting paid while the people are using the products you have introduced to them, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So if somebody is using the alkalis because they're loving on the alkalis and the pure, you're getting paid. Okay, so with this example here, the chart, this is actually one of my favorite because it explains it best. So for the $500 example of the residual income, it's kind of like telling me I have to have $120,000 in the bank. Remember, I did not have $1,000 in the bank 6 years ago, but you have to have $120,000 in the bank with a 5% interest. You get the $500 a month. I mean, you know what I mean. If you know any bank that gives the 5% interest, please let me know because I don't think there is one. All right. Now these are facts. I know this is a 2018, but I've seen this many times because this comes from a credible, resources for network marketing sales for 2018. Obviously, you can see here that direct selling shows 189 billion compared to some of the industries that are showing up here with music, movie, organic, and video game industry. This doesn't even include corporate jobs, right? But it's already showing you direct selling made 189 billion in 2018. What more in 2019, right? And global sales by product type might drop. Wellness products. Again, nothing against other products out there, but I just cannot imagine ourselves at this time if I'm introducing somebody to some kind of skincare or makeup. Sometimes I joke with Lucille about this, right? Like, cause she loves makeup, and I tell her, with the situation that we have right now, it's gonna be tough, right? It's gonna be tough to really offer something. And what we have in Yoli is something that I believe everybody needs. Okay, so, and this is why this makes sense that by product type, health and wellness is number one, right? So this one here by gender, I read more about this because this is this is kind of like interesting, right? But it does make sense, especially for moms out there. I'm a mom as well, right? And I know that moms tend to have the traits of great leader. Why is that? Like, we take the initiative for sure. We drive for results, and at the same time, we have the ability to multitask. So I think that's that's kind of like fitting a woman's personality because network marketing, it focuses on creating opportunities for people, right, and helping them reach their dreams. And that actually it plays really nice in a woman's personality, if that makes sense. And that's how I'm gonna interpret this chart here. All right, almost there. Now, I want to introduce you guys to, of course, superheroes behind the scenes, right? These are our founders. And, I fell in love when meeting these people, our founders, Robbie, Corey, Darren, Bobby, and Kim. Kim is Robbie's wife. And you'll just fall in love when you meet these people because, for me as a distributor of Yoli, knowing that they were field distributors or field leaders in the past, it gives you that that feeling where they can relate to what we need. They can relate to what we experience in the field, and this is why they have like this connection with the people. They're not just when we say founders, they are just not there behind the scenes and not being available to people. And that's just amazing because I've been in corporate job for almost 26 years, and my CEO doesn't even know my name. I don't think he knows my name, but that's a plus. And with our Yoli founders, 100 plus years of experience combined in direct sales experience is also a plus. Self-funded, and our headquarters in Salt Lake City, Utah, have expanded over the years. And at the same time, we have the 3 international markets that opened, first in Canada, Mexico, and now the Philippines. And that's the reason why we are here right now in the Philippines. And of course, to introduce also to you our new partnership with True Some Vision, headed by Mr. Rod Harrison, just completed the package in Yoli because of the Better Mind programs that have been introduced. So guys, remember, wellness is not just about physical transformation, but has something to do with the mind transformation. So we'll know more about that later on. But before I end today's call, these are this is how you want to make a decision how to want to move forward, guys. So it does not end here. Give yourself a chance to ask those questions to the person who invited you to this call. Trust them, believe them later. Network marketing, guys, change lives. 3 is for somebody who has questions. 2 is for somebody you want to try the products and get that belief. And 1 is for somebody who wants to take the products and at the same time want to start the business and earn that supplemental income that we all need at the moment. So guys, thank you so much for today. I wanted to thank again Dr. Street and Daniel Song for helping us deliver our message today.